have with me Dr. Peter Boulden out of Atlanta, Georgia, who has 4 locations and is on the forefront of blockchain in dentistry, who will be a speaker at the 2019 Emerging Future of Group Dentistry Summit. So thanks for joining us, Dr. Boulden.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
All right. And so you've got to be the only actually certified blockchain person in dentistry. I mean, maybe there's others, but you are actually certified in this subject matter. So you've been looking at the blockchain arena and how it relates to dental for a while here. And so what do you see as far as the future of dentistry, blockchain, and where this is all going for your dental peers?
Yeah, so everyone has kind of heard of cryptocurrency and blockchain, and unfortunately, as of right now, it kind of has a negative connotation, like the Bitcoin and blockchain. But Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies are just a product of what blockchain is. So blockchain will have ramifications throughout our industry through different protocols, and so there's going to be some disruption, right? Blockchain is going to disrupt a lot of industries, and I don't think dentistry is going to be isolated from that. Do you want me to give you some examples of kind of?
Sure. What are some of the high area subjects you plan on talking about in your?
So blockchain, one of its main benefits is that it's a trustless environment. What I mean by that is it doesn't need a human intermediary, right, to say, okay, let's broker that deal or let's not broker that deal. So I'll give you, for instance, like the electronic health records are going to be a big place for using blockchain because it's a cryptographic it's a cryptographic, essentially, health record that the user will be able to actually control that, as opposed to it being on a centralized server in a medical or dental office. So again, that goes back to it being a little more secure. You really can't hack a blockchain versus your dental office can totally be hacked. So I feel like that's going to be an evolution. Again, that may be far off in the distance, but that's going to be something that transpires in the future. It's an inevitability with health records and dental records.
So basically, you've identified 5 to 7 major areas that you think will be disrupted in the dental field, and you're going to kind of explain to the audience where it's going and potentially what they can do in today or soon in that realm.
You know, I think Jake, it's still early in terms of saying like all this stuff is going to come in the next 6 months. But I think like a lot of group practices, we have to pick our head up out of the sand, look around, and have a lot of awareness and situational awareness to the things that are coming down the pipe, especially in tech, because the last thing you want to do is look back and have regret of saying, I should have done this, or I should have looked into this. So I think it's important right now from the standpoint of just awareness of what's going on and being just a little bit cognizant of the tech. So for instance, I'll give you a couple other areas that I think it's going to be, that it's going to disrupt dentistry. And I don't mean disrupt dentistry in a bad way. I think disruption is sometimes good. I think industries sometimes need that because it refreshes them, and it's just kind of a meritocracy. Like it keeps things nice and fresh, and it's a good thing. So for example, a lot of dentistry is dependent on the health financing that we get, right? You know, whether it's Care Credit or Springstone or some of the other big groups. And I say there being kind of before the rise of banks, like lending took place in a peer-to-peer based system based on trust, right? But these lenders had to come in to basically be the trust intermediary. But I see that, and that's where blockchain will come in. So literally we'll be able to remove the banks as the middleman by connecting borrowers and lenders in a worldwide marketplace, right? And so that'll behoove the borrower because the interest rates will be lower, the terms may be friendlier, and you don't have this intermediary making money in the process. So that's one area of disruption. I think it will, it's pretty cool. Another area I see as being, and you and I talked about this a little earlier, is that dentistry is dentist and dental practices are very valuable commodities, or I shouldn't say commodities, but assets. And so right now the marketplace exists that, especially in group practices, they have to aggregate to a critical size or critical mass where they can then either merge with another practice and then be bought by private equity, which is great. It gives group practices at scale some form of exit, whether partial or full liquidity. But by securitizing and by actually digitizing some of these shares, actually digitizing a fund of a DSO, and then again opening it up to a worldwide market, that too will offer some options for reclaiming some of the capital and giving another option to dentistry, which right now I feel like, again, like I said, I feel like there's only one kind of lane in which we're all headed, and big groups of private equity or private capital are the only ones that can afford to buy us. So, but opening up and kind of crowdsourcing all of this really opens it up. That's how some of the big crowd, Indiegogo and stuff like that's how that's how they've done really well, is by the global exchange in a global market.
And democratizing. Yeah. I mean, and you're going to give a kind of a 101 and give people an idea of where this is all coming from, a basic level, and build up to where this is actually going to affect industry. So
yeah, we're going to talk about the concept of blockchain, because everyone seems to struggle with like, what the heck is that? Right. And what's the difference between cryptocurrency and blockchain? And maybe I'll even talk about smart contracts and stuff like that. But you're right. A large portion of my presentation might be just bringing everyone up to speed about what the tech really is, and maybe their own imagination can anticipate things that come from that once you kind of understand what it does.
Well, I know I'm excited. I know it's a hot topic, and some say that dentistry is one of the last industries to adopt things, but not if we have anything to do with it. We're going to
That's right.
at the forefront.
That's right.
So, all right, anyone who's considering coming again, come to see Dr. Boulden and a ton of other subjects, all on the future of group dentistry, where this is all going, and what you can do right now to position yourself for the future. So, can't wait to see you.
Yeah, I'm excited, man.